Well, what a moment in the career of Lee Ingelrest. 13-fight professional record, undefeated to date, 12 wins and a draw. Preparing to fight outside of his homeland for the first time as a professional. 4 of those wins in his 12 coming inside the distance. 25 years of age is the man from Ghent as he steps up in the presence of IBA President Mr. Umar Kremlev, battling for that beautiful belt, the IBA professional world title in the light heavyweight division.
В золотой угол ринга выходит боксер из Республики Беларусь. And now, fighting out of the Republic of Belarus, Sustrakaitse, Aliaksei Alfiorau.
Aliaksei Alfiorau is a wonderfully accomplished IBA boxer. 25 years of age, made his professional debut in July of 2023, won that contest in Yekaterinburg, and the IBA professional stage lost his IBA.PRO debut against Laurent Alfonso, the world champion who represents Azerbaijan. The man from Cuba lost on a split decision over 6th, last in the ring on IBA cards in February of last year, where he scored a fourth round stoppage over Artem Agiev of Russia.
События. Под ваши аплодисменты добро пожаловать на ринг. Президент Международной ассоциации бокса IBA, President of the International Boxing Association, Умар Назарович Кремлев.
So IBA President Mr. Umar Kremlev
И прошу приветствовать промоутера, генерального директора IBA.PRO Алла Сиесту. Приглашаем мы на ринг наших почетных гостей. Под ваши аплодисменты председатель Брестского областного исполнительного комитета Петр Александрович Пархомчик и председатель Белорусской федерации бокса, член Национального олимпийского комитета Александр Мирославович Ботвинник. Петр Александрович, несколько слов для всей нашей аудитории.
Добрый вечер, дорогие друзья. Добрый вечер, жители города Бреста. Добрый вечер, гости города Бреста. Ну и, конечно же, наши спортсмены, наши судьи, которые посетили сегодня нашу прекрасную синеокую республику Беларусь. Выражу, наверное, общее мнение и выскажу слова огромной благодарностью вот этому прекрасному человеку, председателю Федерации IBA.PRO, президенту IBA, человек, который подарил сегодня прекрасный праздник для брестских жителей. Впервые в истории проведены великолепные матчи. И сейчас мы буквально через несколько минут будем переживать за нашего прекрасного боксера Алексея. Я думаю, за ценой не постоим. С большим спортивным праздником, дорогие друзья!
Добрый вечер, Брест. Я очень горд, что нахожусь здесь, и это именно турнир, что сейчас, в преддверии Дню Победы, 9 мая, 80-летия. Я вас всех поздравляю с Днем Победы!
Нашей победы!
Нашей! И турнир приурочен как сохранение истории, воспоминаний, чтобы молодежь знала, что пусть все конфликты решаются на ринге, в спорте. Болельщикам красивого зрелища, тренерам удачи, боксерам пусть покажут яркие, красивые бои. В общем, поздравляю всех с таким боксерским праздником.
Умар Назарович, большое спасибо. И для вас есть подарок от гостеприимной Республики Беларусь, от Брестской области. Я прошу вас, уважаемый Петр Александрович, вручить памятный
Умар
подарок.
Назарович, это самый добрый белорусский зубр. Он вот
Мне обещали 10 новых, 10 живых. Спасибо. Кстати, белорусскую пущу сегодня ездил, очень красивая. И в Сербскую есть такой же заповедник с зубрами. Обязательно отвезу домой. Спасибо всем.
И от Белорусской Федерации бокса Александр Мирославович Ботвинник также вручает памятный подарок.
Добрый день. Добрый день. Это первое действительно мероприятие, которое мы проводим здесь, в Республике Беларусь. Вы знаете, я бы хотел вам подарить эту уникальную перчатку. Второй такой нету в мире. Подождите, подержите ее. Она тяжелая, она очень тяжелая. Второй такой вы не найдете. Это уникальная, номер 1. Видите, даже вот здесь вы посмотрите. Она изготовлена специально для вас.
Самое главное, приятно, что в городе Герой, Брест, с большой историей, серьезной историей. Я был в Брестской крепости. И я очень благодарен нашим предкам за ту гордость, за тот поступок серьезнейший. Как говорится, у нас в боксе говорят, умри, но сделай. Вот то, что было сделано. Спасибо, гордимся. И всем жителям Бреста спасибо огромное.
Я хотел сказать спасибо всем, кто сегодня пришел здесь, поддержать наших спортсменов. Это действительно хорошее шоу, красивое шоу, которое мы проводим впервые в Республике Беларусь. И вы знаете, невозможно уйти без подарков не только Международной ассоциации бокса, но и Брестскому областному исполнительному комитету. Вот Умар Назарович вчера, посещая патриотический центр в рамках Брестской крепости, он подарил перчатку. Но Брестская область, она большая, она не только заканчивается Брестским городом Брестом, она не только заканчивается Брестской крепостью и той историей, которая сегодня есть, она заканчивается всей Брестской областью. Это и Барановичи, и Кобрин, и Пинск, и другие города, которые сегодня активно поддерживают и развивают бокс. И те дети, которые на сегодняшний момент занимаются боксом, поддерживают бокс. Это то сегодня атлеты, которые мы видим здесь, в эти ринге. Поэтому я бы хотел подарить отдельный сертификат на боксерские перчатки от федерации нашей. В количестве 220 штук, которые вы могли использовать для развития бокса в Брестской области.
А то здесь ничего не написано было. Всем спасибо. Всем спасибо.
Уважаемые гости, я прошу всех встать. В честь претендентов на титул чемпиона мира по версии IBA.PRO звучат государственные гимны. Первым звучит государственный гимн Республики Эквадор. Ladies and gentlemen, please rise in honor of the title contenders. National anthems will be now performed. First, national anthem of the Kingdom of Belgium звучит гимн Бельгии. Уважаемые гости, звучит государственный гимн Республики Беларусь. Ladies and gentlemen, the national anthem of the Republic of Belarus. Спасибо. Итак, мы представляем вам официальный лист титульного боя. Introducing to you the officials. Supervisor IBA.PRO. Supervising tonight's event and representing the IBA.PRO. Максим Чертаковцев, Молдова. Боковые судьи. Ringside judges are. Судья номер 1, Judge 1, Валерий Пастухов, Молдова. Судья 2, Judge 2, Вячеслав Титов, Беларусь. Судья 3, Judge 3, Бобан Дамьянович, Сербия. Referee титульного боя, officiating the championship contest. Third man in the ring, Сергей Журкин, Россия. Таймкипер Валерий Кекух, врач у ринга Александр Желнирович. И я представляю вам соперников. Introducing the title contenders. В черном углу ринга претендент на титул из королевства Бельгия. Ему 25 лет. Его рост 186 сантиметров, вес 79 килограммов 400 граммов. Его профессиональный рекорд состоит из 13 поединков, в 12 из которых он одержал победу, при этом 4-жды досрочно и 1 ничья. Он прибыл в Брест в статусе действующего чемпиона Бельгии и имеет настрой обрести здесь 2-й статус. In the black corner, the title challenger from the Kingdom of Belgium. He's 25 years old, standing tall at 186 centimeters, weighing in at 79.4 kilograms of pure fighting power. His professional record speaks volumes. 13 fights, 12 victories, with 4 knockouts and just 1 draw. He arrives in Brest wearing the crown of Belgium, reigning national champion. But tonight he hungers for his 2nd championship glory. All the way from the city of Ghent, Lee Ingelrest. Золотой угол ринга за спиной белорусского боксера. Его рост 183 сантиметра, вес 79,25 килограммов. Ему, как и сопернику, 25 лет, но его главным интересом долгое время был олимпийский бокс. Перед вами серебряный призер чемпионата мира по боксу IBA в Сербии. Мастер спорта международного класса. Его первый и единственный профессиональный бой принес ему победу. 2-й может принести титул чемпиона мира. И для этого он сделает на ринге все, что зависит от него. Из города Гродно, Республики Беларусь, Aliaksei Alfiorau. Рефери титульного поединка Сергей Журкин.
Head up, no low blow, no holding. Listen and follow my command. Good luck.
So a quick look at the tail of the tape in this battle between 2 tall, light heavyweight boxers, each of them 25 years of age, each of them undefeated in the professional ranks. We're underway. This is 10 3-minute rounds for the IBA professional world title at 79.4 kilograms. That is just over the light heavyweight limit of 175 pounds, 175.04 pounds. And the man operating out of the southpaw stance, Aliaksei Alfiorau, in his 2nd professional contest. It's his 3rd bout on the IBA professional stage. 1-1 in IBA.PRO boxing. Having competed in Dubai in December 2023 and in Sepulkov in February of last year. In his professional bout away from the IBA stage, he won his debut in July of 2023. A man with the headgear of Clito Reyes on his back, who's been touched up with straight shots to both head and body, is Lee Ingelrest, 25 years of age, from Ghent, Belgian national champion, undefeated in the pro ranks, but he's being exposed to the quality that comes with being a 2021 World Championship silver medalist. That is the accomplishment earned by the man working that southpaw jab beautifully, brings a left cross to the body into play. He's an adept switch hitter, is Alfiorau. And again, really is starting this one at a brisk pace, finding his range right from the opening bell, scoring effectively with straight shots through the defenses of Ingelrest. Again, ending that with a piston straight right jab, looking for a flashy right uppercut. Left cross being brought into play. And Alfiorau flowing beautifully in the first 2 minutes of this opening round. Boxing here as a pro in Belarus for the first time. Twice in Russia, and as mentioned, his IBA.PRO debut coming in Dubai. And again, my goodness, this is a wonderful exhibition of punch picking so far. That left cross simply cannot miss. And Ingelrest, in his first bout since September of 2024, was taking a while to get himself into the proceedings. There he scored with a nice left jab. But prior to that, the man controlling the distance and the tempo of this bout behind his sharp shooting straight punches is Alfiorau. And look at the right jab. It's opened up the right eye of Ingelrest already, then drops down with the left hand to the body. 10-second clapper sounds, and this has been a virtuosic display in the first 3 minutes from Aliaksei Alfiorau. What a performance out of the gate from the man from Belarus. Expression seldom changes. Looks like he's going for a stroll, and that right eye significantly damaged. The end swell iron being brought into effect immediately. That is soaked in ice in between rounds. Effectively, it's a cold compress, and that corner man seeking to work the contusion, the swelling, away from the injured area, so it doesn't impair Engelrest. But he's got real problems here now with a damaged right eye, and a man who is surging in confidence, Aliaksei Alfiorau, in the presence of the IBA president, Mr. Umar Kremlev, with a brilliant first round of boxing.
Seconds out. Секунданты за ринг. Второй раунд. Round 2.
So, Mr. Sergei Zhurkin calls time to begin the second round. And right on cue once again, the right jab working wonderfully to both body and head from Alfiorau. And sensing that he's got his man going, he's picked up the pace here, backing Ingelrest up across the ring. He goes down from a body shot, and this has been a quite sensational start to this battle for the IBA professional light heavyweight title. Ingelrest, an undefeated boxer in his first contest outside of his homeland, being pieced up to body and head once again. Rib-rattling attacks being slung in. There's another left hand to the body. Another one across the solar plexus. Those are the type of shots that can produce a debilitating pain. Looking to counter over the top is Ingelrest, but only in search of the body currently is Alfiorau. Wonderful variety once again. Oh, muscular hooks sunk in beneath the elbows. And Ingelrest, you can see him shortening every time another shot slams into his torso. His height being reduced. Counter left hook is a gunshot of a punch from Alfiorau. And Ingelrest simply not being given any time to get himself into this contest. One-way traffic being produced by Aliaksei Alfiorau. And it is a quite sensational display so far through the halfway stage of this second round. He was ringside at the Stark Arena in Belgrade when he lost one of the most... Oh, that's another punishing left cross to the solar plexus. And it causes Ingelrest to take a knee for the second time in the contest. He's still got a minute to negotiate, and the manner in which Aliaksei Alfiorau is setting about his man, well, it's going to take some effort for the man from Belgium to make it to the sanctuary of his black corner. Aliaksei Alfiorau continuing to target the body unmercifully as the fans dial up the decibel level in support of their man. Will he seek to get him out of there in this second round? Precious few successes for Ingelrest to celebrate. Oh, there's another hard left hand driven in out of the southpaw stance as he continues to tee off downstairs. The mouthpiece has come out. Referee Mr. Sergei Zhurkin calling time to allow that mouthpiece to be rinsed and reinserted. This will give Ingelrest some respite, but equally that's a breather for Aliaksei Alfiorau. Will he seek to get him out of there in this second round? Ingelrest back out, letting his hands go. He's backed up to the ropes once again. Another spearing left cross driven into his abdomen. And this has been a torrid round endured by the Belgian national champion, sent to the floor twice from body shot. An absolutely brilliantly brutal display from the 2021 World Championship silver medalist. Some of the work to the body from Aliaksei Alfiorau, able with the first knockdown. And then he's kept the attack going throughout. There's another angle of the same initial knockdown scored by Aliaksei Alfiorau. But the manner in which he was able to target the body, the variety on that southpaw backhand. The first shot landed during this salvo with the palm turned upwards, and then he turned his palm to the canvas, drove it in, pushing off the back foot, and it forced Ingelrest to the canvas for the second time.
Round 3.
So we're moving to the third round then. And how well will Lee Ingelrest have recovered during that 60-second interval? It's Aliaksei Alfiorau out efficiently and sharply to begin this third round once again. There Ingelrest with a hard right hand to the body, followed by left, but look at the difference in speed. Punches coming in from a variety of angles from Alfiorau, from the belt line, from the pec, from the shoulder, from the jaw. And every shot in the book picking off Ingelrest, who's driven to the ropes once again, and he's not found any sanctuary there. He's sent to the canvas for the third time. Each time it's been from a body shot. And the bad body language coming from him. He turns his back. Now shows the referee that he's okay. The eye was damaged in the opening round. He's been worked over to the body terrifically by Alfiorau. And look at the way he's bringing those hands down, trying to get upon his toes. There's uppercuts coming into play now from Alfiorau. Ingelrest, in his first outing of 2025, dare I say, he's being shown levels here as left cross is crashing home through his defenses. He's still not recovered. He's backing off, trying to keep this man away, but not being given any respite from Alfiorau, who remains merciless in his approach, walking his man down and continually teeing off downstairs. The damaged right eye won't be helping Ingelrest causes either. That could render him unsighted from that left flank. Shoots out a left jab as Alfiorau just elects to go walkabout, take a bit of a breather, but when he steps back into range, just cracking out that right jab like a riding crop, and he's down from a southpaw left to the body once again. 4 times he's been sent to the canvas, twice in round 2, twice here in round 3, and just as in round number 2, the second knockdown scored with around a minute remaining, and I don't think Alfiorau's going to let him off the hook here. You can see Ingelrest is now finding himself in that invidious position where, because of the body attacks being launched by Alfiorau and the punishment he's sustaining downstairs, his foot movement has sewn to that of a glacier. He's sent to the canvas for the 3rd time in the round, the 5th time in the contest, and this bout is over. He's incredibly game, getting back to his feet once again. Well, I thought with 3 knockdowns in the round, 4 in the contest, referee Mr. Sergei Zhurkin was going to wave this one off, but Ingelrest back up, showing that he's up for the fight, but he's not offering any resistance. His body, he's literally legging it away from trouble here. There's a speculative right hand as he seeks to keep Aliaksei Alfiorau honest. But that was a punishing round. He's been dropped 5 times in all, and I think his corner could well do with taking a look at this, because he has been scored upon almost at will. Body-sapping attacks launched repeatedly by Aliaksei Alfiorau, snatching the soul of Lee Ingelrest with really accurate and sustained pressure. Nothing rushed about the work of Aliaksei Alfiorau. His expression never changes. And sending his man to the canvas, visibly grimacing under the accuracy of these unremitting body attacks. And if you can make a boxer do that, well, it tells you the power with which he's punching and the accuracy with which he's placing his shots. That right eye reduced to a slit now.
Round 4.
As we move into the 4th round of a Schedule 10, I would be staggered if Ingelrest, or if this contest were to go the distance. He has been softened up repeatedly from the opening bell, truth be told, but particularly in rounds 2 and 3, where he was dropped twice in the 2nd round, 3 times in the 3rd. From the body shots of Alfiorau. Alfiorau looking to spear that left cross up to the jaw now. And there he gets through the defenses to snap the head of Ingelrest back. Ingelrest mentioned that he's not been in the ring since September of last year. He was involved in quite a series of incidents in February of this year as the left hook to the body glances across the torso of Ingelrest once again. He was scheduled to fight Shakan Pitters, the towering 6'6" light heavyweight out of Birmingham, for the vacant European title after the initial opponent, Daniel Belenda dos Santos, failed a pre-fight medical. Another body shot just causes Ingelrest to think about taking a seat on the canvas. Another right hand reduces his height once again, slamming it into the solar plexus. And this, as another left hand drives Ingelrest backwards. Credit to this man's toughness, because he has been scored upon heavily, downstairs in particular, by Alfiorau. So after Daniel Belenda dos Santos failed the pre-fight medical, I think it was at pretty short notice that Ingelrest then stepped in, but because he stepped in at such short notice, as he scored upon with a left cross to the body, then the head from Aliaksei Alfiorau, he couldn't make the weight to the satisfaction of the board as a right hook is turned beautifully beneath the left elbow of Ingelrest by Alfiorau, scoring with a spearing left cross through the middle once again. Momentarily orthodox as he spun away off the line. Alfiorau. So his scheduled February outing didn't take place up in the Steel City. Pitters fought journeyman Bakadur Karami and prevailed on a 2nd round stoppage instead of challenging for the vacant European light heavyweight crown. But that gives you an idea as to how this man is regarded. But here, against the European Games silver medalist, the 2021 World Championship silver medalist, the value of success in the unpaid 3-round code being writ large in the 2024 European Championships, not the European Games, where Alfiorau claimed another major silver to add to the World Championship silver he won in Belgrade. So, after knocking his man down 5 times across the course of rounds 2 and 3, Ingelrest remaining on his feet during the course of the 4th. One wonders, is he saving himself to really step on the gas here in a bid to get his man out of there? Again, the body has been targeted fantastically well by Aliaksei Alfiorau.
Round 5.
As we move into round number 5, Alfiorau out sharply behind that trip hammer of a right jab, drops a left cross down to the body, then steers his right jab just above the belt line. And Ingelrest, my goodness, this is one tough arm break, because he has been outboxed comprehensively. And any boxer will tell you, if you spend any time in the ring, shots to the body can take far longer to recover from, or at least are often far more painful than shots to the head. pain of a clean shot on the jaw can dissipate, but that body attack will stay with you. And this is beautiful body punching being demonstrated by Aliaksei Alfiorau. Credit to Ingelrest, who's managed to get some movement back into his legs. I don't want to suggest that he's running, but there is precious little coming back in terms of offense to make Alfiorau think and keep him honest. But Alfiorau demonstrating his professionalism by not being reckless, because he's looking for that sneaky right hand once again. Ingelrest, he launched it during his torrid third round where he was sent to the canvas on 3 occasions. There's another right jab which pings his head backwards, shot out from around the pec. Right hand not too far away from Ingelrest as we approach the halfway stage of this 5th round. Oh, I posited that I would be staggered if Ingelrest was to make it to the final bell in this contest, as he takes another strong left cross to his body once again. But there can often come a time as Alfiorau goes in search of the lead right hook. He'd be beaten up during the course of a boxing match, but you can almost become immune to the power of your opponent. So a zombification takes place. Keep soaking up the punishment, you get used to it. And you see Ingelrest seeking to get onto the front foot for one of the few times in the contest. But again, one suspects that when Alfiorau seeks to take a breather, because when he lets his hands go, his ring generalship and his punch placement and variety of attack puts him well and truly in the box seat. It's been a dominant display so far as we approach 30 seconds to go in round number 5. Beautiful combination once again, ended by that right hook to the body from Alfiorau. And he has taken very little back in return. But again, when he elects to go walkabout, give himself a rest, Ingelrest showing that he's got plenty of desire, plenty of belief in pursuit of this IBA professional world title. Even though he's fighting in Alfiorau's homeland, he hasn't come to make up the numbers, hasn't come to lay down. But when Alfiorau elects to let his hands go, and he puts himself on an entirely different level, and there's a sporting touch of gloves out of respect between the two as the bell sounds to take us into the second half of this bout.
Seconds out. Шестой round, round 6.
We move into the second half of this battle for the IBA professional world title. Made at 79.4 kilograms, just above the 175-pound light heavyweight limit in the pro ranks. Double jab, left cross came twice in quick succession from Alfiorau, dropping his hands and just getting his wits back about him is Ingelrest, who again deserves immense credit for the toughness and sheer cussed competitiveness he's demonstrating here. He takes another right hand to the body. Alfiorau will have noted that all of his successes in dropping Ingelrest on 5 occasions have all come from body shots. None other than Tokyo Olympic champion, one of the best heavyweight champs of all time, Smoking Joe Frazier used to say. Often he was the shorter man in the ring, the compact boxer, to epitomize that Philadelphia left hook. Said the taller heavyweights can keep the head. I want the body. Would bring their hands down and would uncoil that howitzer of a left hook that served him so well throughout his professional career. There's Jimmy Ellis, Bob Foster, Muhammad Ali decking him in their first fight in the final round at Madison Square Garden in March of '71. So Alfiorau, most of his successes have come to the body. Ingelrest, despite that eye closing almost to a slit that was damaged in the first round by the sharp, straight shooting punches of Alfiorau. He appears to have a pretty good chin. So will Alfiorau continue to focus his attacks on the body once again? Just as I suggest that, he goes downstairs with the right jab. But Ingelrest again. Testament to the man's toughness and belief and spirit, because he's on the front foot, going in search of his opponent, still believing that he can win this. Alfiorau, nice movement off the ropes to get back to the space of ring center. Again, he chooses to let his offense flow. And he puts himself on another level as a three-shot combination ends with a right hook to the body from Alfiorau. But this can place some doubt into the mind of a boxer who's enjoying a dominant display. With left hand to the body from Alfiorau. When Houston assassin Larry Holmes fought Randall Tex Cobb, he hit him so often, so repeatedly during the course of his title defense, that he was shaking out his hands, almost as though he was working a heavy bag. And Alfiorau must be wondering, well, boy, I've hit this man with everything, and through 6 completed rounds, he is still here, despite me putting him on the floor 5 times by the end of round 3. Those 5 knockdowns coming twice in round 2 and 3 times in the 3rd. But here he is, deep into the second half of the contest now as we prepare to enter round number 7. Ingelrest still on his feet and still in there pitching and competing. I think he needs a stoppage to win. Probably did once we heard the bell from round number 4. Of course, he could reciprocate what Alfiorau did and drop him multiple times. But he doesn't look as though he's got the repertoire or the arsenal to do that on a regular basis. But of course, any boxer who remains on their feet and is competent and being trained remains dangerous. And that is the beautiful thing about the sweet science of boxing. Because if you're trailing heavily in a football match, a basketball game, American football, rugby, you name it, the result is a foregone conclusion once you enter the closing stages. But as evidenced so often in the noble art of self-defense, Carl Froch against Jermaine Taylor. The Cobra might take exception if I suggest he was trailing heavily, but he was decked in the first round by the Olympic bronze medalist, Big John Tate, against Mike Hercules Weaver in his hometown in Tennessee. So many other examples over the years of fighters trailing on the scorecards only to turn things around with a single dramatic shot. Suggest that Ingelrest finds himself in similar territory here, but I wonder whether Alfiorau has abandoned any ambitions of scoring an inside the distance victory, because he hit his man with everything over the course of the first 4 rounds of this bout. And yet Ingelrest still in there, firing back, coming forward and competing. And Alfiorau over the 3-round format, as he scores with a good left hand to the body, knows all about that, because his gold medal bout, as he drives Ingelrest backwards with a flurry of straight punches. His gold medal bout against Robbie Gonzalez, saw Robbie Gonzalez weather an early storm, fight back magnificently at the Stark Arena in Belgrade, to be declared a victor on countback. Ringside for that tournament, and if I remember rightly, in the biggest bout of his IBA career to date, Alfiorau came out with his vest inside out. That distinctive Belarusian flag, red and green, and yet just shows his carefree approach to his craft. And that's not to suggest he isn't diligent in his preparations. He looks for the left uppercut out of the southpaw stance, but just not concerned with such niceties. He's just keen to get out there, get the head got, get out there and compete beneath the ring lights. at the Stark Arena. One of the most pulsating contests you could ever hope to witness as another left hook driven in effectively by Alfiorau. But he increasingly on the back foot in this contest as Ingelrest continuing to press. Remember, some scoring judges favor the come-forward boxer, but it has to be effective aggression as Alfiorau plays Matador to spin away from that shot that was fired in by Ingelrest, who again deserves nothing but credit and kudos for the manner in which he is continuing to compete in this contest after being decked on 5 occasions by the end of round 3.
Восьмой раунд. Round 8.
So moving to the 8th round of a scheduled 10. The IBA light heavyweight professional world title on the line. The home boxer, Aliaksei Alfiorau, wearing white trimmed with gold, in complete control in this one. He's just taken a bit of a breather for my money over the last couple of rounds because he's been on the back foot and has allowed Ingelrest, the undefeated boxer from Belgium, the Belgium national champion, to come forward. But now, just seeking to assert himself once again. And again, I do wonder whether he's abandoned any hope of an inside-the-distance victory here. Beautiful work. With that 3-shot combination ending with a right hook to the body from Alfiorau as he drives in a left uppercut just beneath the sternum. So a minute gone in this 8th round. Left cross, the sharp shot to the body out of the southpaw stance. Double left cross twice in quick succession. And a right hook to the body from Alfiorau. But again, one can only admire the bravery and guts being demonstrated, not to mention the teak toughness from the man, by the man from Ghent. But still, he's getting onto the front foot at every possible opportunity. Left hand to the body once again from Alfiorau. Alfiorau picking up his activity here in this 8th round. Sporting that eye-catching tattoo of the skull inside the Cleto Reyes head guard. Runs the tattoo parlor in addition to his boxing, does Ingelrest. 8th round in the book here at the Victoria Sports Palace in Brest.
Секунданты за ринг. Seconds out. 9-й раунд. Round 9.
So moving to round 9. And that isn't something I thought I would hear Sergei Petrov, tonight's MC, aka Grom Thunder, announced in the third round of this contest. And here we are. Aliaksei Alfiorau in a really commanding position on the scorecard. He's seldom been threatened, but again, Ingelrest has remained a determined competitor. He's come forward at every opportunity, and those opportunities have often been when Alfiorau has elected to go on the back foot and just take a breather. But when he's on the front foot and operating out of center ring, Alfiorau has cut a dominant figure in the roped arena. There's a solid left jab thrusted out by Ingelrest, but then look at the response. And the jab's being flicked up from the belt line from Alfiorau. Big swing and a miss with the lead right hook from Alfiorau. The crowd seeking to encourage their man once again. Counter left hand is a wonderful shot from Alfiorau. And Ingelrest, and Alfiorau chooses to put his punches together. Really cannot get himself into the contest. There he just presented a different look, trying a darting jab from around the belt line while up on his toes. But again, the jab is stiff and sharp and straight deep into this 9th round. And Alfiorau shoots it out. Look at that, on the counter, snapping the head back of Ingelrest once again as he was in search of his own straight punch success. So even though there haven't been many bouts in the professional career of Alfiorau, look at that, double southpaw left cross followed by a right jab on that 3-shot volley. It's been a wonderful display of variety and punch picking and sharpness from Alfiorau, and no little power with his body punching in rounds 2 and 3, round 1 through 4, truth be told. But Ingelrest has made the adjustment. He's adapted to the speed and the power. And he finds himself still on his feet, approaching the end of the penultimate round. And that is something I did not think we would see, with the torrid rounds he endured in the opening stage of this battle for the IBA Professional Light Heavyweight World title.
Seconds out. И это 10-й раунд. Заключительный.
So a touch of gloves to begin the 10th and final round. Aliaksei Alfiorau, the home boxer from Grodno in Belarus, has come out quickly to begin the 10th and final frame. He's already decked his man on 5 occasions, and it looks as though he's going to try to end this one inside the distance after comparatively stepping off the gas through the middle rounds of this bout. But here, with the finish line in sight, he has come out with renewed energy and vigor once again, slinging in those hurtful hooks to the ribcage which inflicted so much damage on Lee Ingelrest in the first half of this contest. But again, Anytime that Alfiorau stops letting his hands go, Ingelrest is onto that front foot, seeking to walk his man down. Now, there hasn't been much effective offense from Ingelrest when he's got over the front foot. That's partially because the movement of Alfiorau is so effective. And Ingelrest no doubt wary as to what will be coming back, because he is such an adept counterpuncher. He's operated almost exclusively as a southpaw in this contest. He can switch hit on the fly as well. So again, it's just when he elects to go walkabout. But look at that, right jab followed by a left cross, which came on a steep upward angle from Alfiorau. And this is testament to the quality that's required. Look at that, 3 jabs followed by a left cross, getting in between the gloves of Ingelrest. He comes in having won the Belgian national title, remember. But Alfiorau demonstrating the type of talent and ability that is required to make it to the upper echelons of IBA championship boxing in the 3-round tournament. European silver medalist in Serbia last year, World Championship silver medalist in Belgrade in Serbia in 2021. Wonderfully talented. And he's just counting down the seconds now to having his hand raised as the victor, and another accurate volley of shots slung in. Uppercuts, crosses, jabs with the bent arm, crosses landing with the bent arm. The mouthpiece has been dislodged during that flurry produced by Alfiorau. Well, this has been a quite improbable survival mission that has been pulled off by Lee Ingelrest, because at the end of round 3 he had been on the canvas on 5 occasions, having been sent to the floor by body shots on 2 occasions in round 2, 3 occasions in round 3. Alfiorau went after him with real intent in round 4 as well, but then in round 6 and 7 just seemed to reconcile with himself that this guy's not going anywhere. Went on the back foot in round 6 and 7. Ingelrest got onto the front foot at every opportunity, those opportunities mainly coming about when Alfiorau was giving himself a breather and not letting his hands go. But this as dominant a display as you could hope to see from Aliaksei Alfiorau. But we have to give this man, Lee Ingelrest, immense credit for the sheer toughness that he demonstrated over the course of 10 3-minute rounds. He must be in some shape, because to absorb the body shots that he did, to get off the floor on 5 occasions, bite down and come back again, well, that is testament to his physical conditioning and his tenacity, his desire continuing to burn all the way through to the final bell, despite being dominated over the course of the 10 3-minute rounds. So we're just awaiting the announcement of the particulars from tonight's MC, Mr. Sergei Petrov, aka Grom Thunder. And one suspects it will be a unanimous points decision in favor of Aliaksei Alfiorau. After a quite comprehensive display over the course of 10 3-minute rounds. Sergei Petrov is in position, so let's hand it up to get the official verdict.
Почти 10 чемпионских раундов остались позади, и мы оглашаем вам судейское решение. Судья 1 186 Алферов, судья 2 188 Алферов и судья 3 186 Алферов. Победитель этого боя единогласным решением судей и новый чемпион в полутяжелом весе по версии IBA.PRO, чемпион мира Aliaksei Alfiorau. Ladies and gentlemen, after 10 rounds of boxing, your winner by unanimous decision
And new IBA.PRO light heavyweight champion of the world, Aliaksei Alfiorau.
So Aliaksei Alfiorau declared a unanimous point decision victor over the incredibly game but comprehensively outgunned Ingelrest of Belgium. And there is the title strap that he fought so hard for. Beautiful display of boxing from Aliaksei Alfiorau, produced here in front of his compatriots at the Victoria Sports Palace in Brest in Belarus. Again, wonderful to see that respect between the two. Ingelrest will have earned the respect of Aliaksei Alfiorau. He was in control from opening bell to last, but Ingelrest making it through to the final bell.
Несколько слов о том, как прошел для вас бой и что вы чувствуете.
У меня последний бой был на чемпионате Европы в Белграде год назад. Годовой простой был, и очень хотелось побыстрее побоксировать. И очень рад, что IBA предоставила такую возможность побороться за титул чемпиона мира. Я оправдал ожидания, которые на меня были положены. Спасибо большое. Хотел бы сказать спасибо сборной Беларуси, Республики Беларусь, IBA, Умару Назаровичу Кремлеву, IBA.PRO и моему менеджеру Эдуарду Викторовичу Кравцову за возможность. Спасибо большое.
Большое спасибо, это был Алексей Алферов.
И самая большая благодарность моему тренеру Алексею Александровичу Волчину.
Важные слова, давайте еще раз поздравим. Чемпион мира в полутяжелом весе по версии IBA.PRO Алексей Алферов, Республика Беларусь.
So to the victor the spoils, Aliaksei Alfiorau proudly wearing that IBA professional world title belt. We take a look at some of the action from what was an utterly dominant display over the course of 10 rounds. Dropping his man to the body on 5 occasions, twice in the second round, 3 times in the third round. And at that point, it looked for all the world that it was just a matter of time before Alfiorau took his man out inside the distance. But Ingelrest, my goodness, he bit down, got back to his feet. And while I'm not sure that he won a round, he came forward whenever the opportunity presented itself. But this man's superior ring craft, shot selection and accuracy, altogether too much.